The first gunshot didn't come from outside. It came from inside the hospital room. Professor Hale, get down, a voice cracked behind him, one of his students. Fear laced every word. Before we start on this mind-blowing journey, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment where you are watching from. Adrian froze. He couldn't move. Not when his father, the man who had built an empire and destroyed half of Adrian's life, lay unconscious on the bed, hooked to machines that beeped too slowly, too faintly. Another shot shattered the glass panel of the door. Adrian's hand slipped from the edge of the bed. His chest tightened, a cold, familiar panic clawed at him. Not again, he whispered, barely audible, as memories of the last hospital visit slammed into him. Someone he had loved, someone his family sacrificed for business, someone he never forgave himself for losing. A shadow moved across the doorway. A paramedic uniform. A silencer. Adrian snapped out of his daze. Down, he barked, grabbing a metal tray from the bedside and flipping it as a shield. The bullet ricocheted off steel. His students dove for cover. One of them, Maya Rivera, froze, eyes wide, hands trembling on a fire extinguisher. 22, sharp-tongued, brilliant in strategy class, and now standing between him and death. Move! Adrian shouted, teeth clenched. But he didn't move. Not yet. The man stepped into the light. Adrian's stomach sank. That scar. That expression. He knew exactly which branch of his father's network had sent him, and why. 15 minutes earlier. You're what? Adrian's voice cracked. His stepmother's smile was calm, almost too practiced. Engaged, Adrian. You're getting married. To who? He demanded. To the one person who can stabilize the shareholders if your father's company collapses. My father's company? He scoffed. The man who tried to ruin me? Frame me? She stepped closer. He's still your father. And the public trusts you, you're the only clean face left. You, she paused, voice softer, you're the clean one. Adrian laughed bitterly. Clean. A joke. A billionaire born into corruption, pretending to be normal. He was a visiting professor to escape the empire's bloodbath, not to play puppet. His phone buzzed. A number he recognized instantly. His assistant frantic. Sir? Mercy Hospital. No. Your father? Someone attacked him. Silence. 3 years he swore he wouldn't run to that man again. 3 years of running from guilt, betrayal, unfinished anger. And now he was going. I'm on my way, he whispered. Maya. Adrian's voice cracked. The fire extinguisher swung toward the assassin. Don't Maya me, she snapped, fear and defiance coiling together. Her knuckles whitened on the cylinder. Adrian muttered, she shouldn't be here, but she was. 5 students had followed him, determined to protect him. They were right. Another shot tore through the ceiling. Adrian dropped behind the bed, heartbeat hammering. Adrian Hale, the assassin drawled, voice smooth. Playing professor. Hiding in classrooms. Quite the downgrade from penthouse boardrooms. Adrian's fists tightened. What do you want? You, the man said. And the marriage contract. The student's head snapped toward him. Maya demanded, what marriage contract? Adrian couldn't answer. Not here. Not now. The assassin raised his gun. Maya swung the extinguisher. A metallic crack echoed as it struck his wrist. He staggered, gun slipping. Go! Adrian shouted. Students scattered. Adrian lunged, tackling the man into the wall. They exchanged brutal blows, adrenaline fueling him. The assassin dove through the shattered door and sprinted down the hall. Adrian would have pursued, but Maya grabbed his arm, breathless. No, wait. You're bleeding. He blinked. A thin ribbon of blood ran down his cheek. Maya pressed a towel gently. You're not supposed to be bleeding. I'm alive, barely, he muttered. A message buzzed on his phone. No name. Only a number he hadn't seen in 6 years. You can't escape the marriage, Adrian. Come home by midnight or the next target won't miss. Adrian's heart dropped. Attached was a photo. Maya standing outside the campus gate. Innocent. Smiling. Now a target. He clenched his teeth. Not on my watch, he muttered, voice low and determined. By 10 p.m., Adrian had gathered Maya and 3 other top students, each skilled. Hacking, surveillance, improvisation. Listen, he said quietly. We have one chance to reach her before midnight. Whoever has her is part of my father's network. The arranged marriage, it's leverage. They're manipulating everyone, including me. Maya's eyes narrowed. Then we fight. Together. Adrian's chest tightened. Trust, something rare in his life, settled oddly in his stomach. By 11 p.m., they drove through the city streets in Adrian's armored SUV. The clues led them to an abandoned university hall. Flickering lights, silent corridors, shadows, perfect for an ambush. Adrian crouched behind a column. Stay calm. Don't get seen. If they notice you, she's dead. Footsteps echoed. Too many. Split, Adrian hissed. Left corridor. I draw attention. Maya hesitated, then followed the others. Adrian stepped into the open corridor. Gunfire erupted. Chaos. Students executed their plan. Doors opened, alarms rerouted, intruders blocked. At the far end, chained to a steel beam, Serena waited. Alive, scared. Vulnerable. I'm here, Adrian whispered. The intruders noticed him. They charged. He fought, raw and calculated, a mix of rage, training, and survival instinct. Behind him, Maya and the students handled 2 more assailants. He reached Serena, cutting her ropes. Don't speak. Just move. From the shadows, a tall, imposing man appeared. Come. Unnerving. The enforcer. Adrian's chest tightened. Tonight, nothing is simple. Not the marriage. Not the betrayal. Not the empire. The real war had just begun. The night air hit Adrian like a slap as he, Maya, and the 3 students burst from the university hall. Sirens wailed in the distance, footsteps followed, rapid and precise. Adrian scanned the streets. The tall enforcer from the hall hadn't moved like a panicked predator. He stalked, measured, patient. Too much time and he'd be cornered. Go left. Adrian shouted, motioning toward a narrow alley between 2 brick buildings. Maya grabbed his arm, tugging him into the shadows. Professor, do you even have a plan? Adrian's teeth clenched. We improvise. That's all we've got. Behind them, a black SUV screeched to a stop. Mercenaries poured out, weapons trained immediately. Adrian growled. My father didn't just betray me. He outsourced the hit squad. Maya's voice trembled. Your father? Yes, Adrian spat. And this is why the marriage wasn't love. It was leverage. A leash. To control me. Another burst of gunfire pinged off the brick walls. Malik and 1 other student grabbed pipes, swinging and improvising barricades. Maya, crouched behind a fire escape ladder, quickly hacked a streetlight panel. The flickering lights disoriented their pursuers. Adrian's mind raced. Every footstep reminded him of boardroom betrayals. Allies who became enemies overnight, contracts twisted against him, family he couldn't trust. Move, he snapped, dragging Maya as he dove behind a dumpster. I can't believe you're risking yourself like this, Maya muttered, heart hammering. I don't have a choice, he said, scanning the approaching shadows. Not if Serena dies. They reached a side street lined with industrial warehouses, abandoned for years. The clues, cryptic messages, phone GPS signals, security camera hacks, all led here. Adrian motioned to the students. Split up. Create a distraction. Maya and I take the side entrance. The students nodded, fear and resolve etched into their faces. Adrian felt a strange pride. Bravery wasn't taught, it was chosen. The metal door creaked as Adrian eased it open. Too quiet, he muttered. A net shot up from the ground, entangling Maya. She screamed, kicking and pulling. Adrian slashed through with a small blade. 2 men emerged from the shadows, weapons raised. Adrian blocked, countered, striking one into the wall. Maya recovered, using the net to entangle the other. Good reflexes, he muttered. Thanks, she panted. But you're not dead yet. Adrian scanned the room. Guards remained, each armed, each calculating. At the center, chained to a steel beam, Serena waited, restrained but alive. Relief and anger surged in Adrian at once. Adrian, she whispered. You came. Of course I came, he said. No one gets to use you as leverage. Not my father. Not anyone. The fight erupted again. Adrian moving with precision honed from years of surviving corporate wars disguised as academia. Each punch, block, and elbow was deliberate. Maya improvised with metal rods, throwing and striking with uncanny timing. The last guard fell. Adrian cut the chains, Serena collapsing against him. I thought I'd never see you again. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment where you are watching from, I will love to know. I'm here. And I'm not leaving, Adrian said, teeth clenched, gaze hard. From the doorway, a final antagonist appeared. A man in a tailored suit, older, calm, exuding authority. The enforcer of the arranged marriage, architect of past betrayals. Going somewhere? He said. I think not. Adrian's chest tightened. Tonight nothing is simple. Not the marriage. Not the betrayal. Not the empire. Maya whispered, "He's dangerous." Adrian's mind raced. Every option, escape route, and move calculated in seconds. "We fight. Together," Maya said, grabbing his arm. The students formed flanks, improvising weapons and tools. Adrian nodded. "You're sure?" "Yes," Maya said. "We're not leaving anyone behind." The enforcer smirked faintly. "You're brave. But bravery won't save you." Adrian's jaw clenched. "We'll see." They retreated into the industrial maze, dodging mercenaries. Sparks flew as Maya hacked the building's electrical system, creating flickering darkness. Adrian and Serena used the shadows, ducking, diving, pulling improvised cover. One student kicked over a metal barrel, creating noise and distraction. Malik's loyalty flickered in Adrian's mind. Could he still be trusted? But now wasn't the time. Survival came first. At a corner, Adrian pivoted, grabbing a fallen pipe. He blocked a strike, countered, and shoved the attacker into a stack of crates. Serena, still in his grasp, stayed low, trusting him. "You trust me too much," he muttered under his breath. "And not enough," she whispered, heart racing. Finally, the GPS and hacking signals converged on an abandoned university hall. Flickering lights, silent corridors, and shadows. Perfect for ambush. Adrian signaled. "Stay alert. We move as one." Footsteps echoed. "Too many." "Split," he hissed. "Left corridor. I'll draw attention." Maya hesitated, then followed. Adrian stepped into the open corridor. Gunfire erupted. Chaos ensued. Barricades toppled, improvised weapons struck, alarms rerouted. The students executed their plan with precision. At the far end, chained to a steel beam, Serena waited. Alive. Scared. Vulnerable. But alive. "I'm here," Adrian whispered. The intruders noticed him. They charged. He fought, raw and calculated, while Maya and the students neutralized other guards. Time slowed in adrenaline-fueled precision. Adrian reached Serena. "Don't speak. Just move." The real war was about to begin. Adrian crouched behind a crumbling pillar, heart hammering. The abandoned university hall smelled of dust and rust, the air thick with tension. "Remember," he whispered to the students, "stay quiet. One wrong step and she's dead." Maya's fingers hovered over her laptop. "I've rerouted the cameras. But they'll notice if we move too slow." Adrian nodded. "Then we move fast. Follow my lead." They advanced through the shadows, each step measured. A single creak echoed through the hall. Malik froze, hand tight on a pipe. Adrian's gaze shot toward him, suspicion flickering, but there was no time. At the far end, the steel beam held Serena captive. Her chains rattled slightly as she shifted, eyes wide, scanning for escape. Adrian's chest tightened. "I'm here. Stay calm." From the shadows, the first guards emerged. One raised a bat, another aimed a gun. Adrian moved first, precise and lethal. He lunged at the gunman, twisting the barrel, sending it clattering across the floor. The bat swung. He ducked, countering with a quick elbow that sent the man reeling into a stack of chairs. Maya, crouched behind a doorframe, swung a metal rod with perfect timing, knocking a second guard unconscious. "Good reflexes," Adrian muttered, eyes scanning for more threats. "Thanks," she panted. "But you're not dead yet." Adrian's teeth clenched. "Lucky is a luxury I stopped believing in." Malik, still at Adrian's flank, moved with precision. For the first time since the chase began, Adrian allowed himself a glimmer of trust. Tactical, not emotional. The final two guards blocking Serena stepped forward. One of them, taller and muscular, swung a crowbar. Adrian blocked, countered, and shoved him toward the wall. Serena's chains rattled again. "Almost there," Adrian whispered. The last guard lunged, and Maya reacted instantly, swinging her rod. He staggered back, giving Adrian the opening. With a swift motion, he cut through Serena's chains. She collapsed into his arms, trembling. "Adrian." "I didn't think," she whispered, fear and relief blending. "I'm here." "I told you, no one touches you," he said, voice low, almost a growl. But before they could move, a figure stepped into the doorway, the enforcer. Tall, calm, exuding authority. He didn't rush. He didn't panic. Just watched. "Going somewhere?" he asked, voice smooth. "I think not." Adrian's chest tightened. "Tonight, nothing is simple." Maya whispered, "He's dangerous." Adrian's mind raced. Escape routes, attack angles, backup plans, all in seconds. "We fight. Together, Maya said firmly, grabbing his arm. Adrian nodded. You're sure? Yes. We're not leaving anyone behind. Gunfire erupted. Sparks flew as Maya hacked the hall's lighting system, creating strobing darkness to disorient the enforcer and guards. Malik and the others improvised traps with overturned chairs and loose wires. Adrian and Serena moved as one, shadows flitting between pillars, diving behind crates. Adrian's fist struck with calculated precision, each blow sending an intruder sprawling. Serena stayed low, trusting him completely. You trust me too much, he muttered under his breath. And not enough, she replied softly, her eyes meeting his briefly. The enforcer lunged forward, weapon raised. Adrian intercepted, a metallic clang echoing as his pipe struck the barrel, sending sparks flying. Maya flanked, delivering a swift kick to destabilize the enforcer's stance. Almost there, Adrian muttered, heart hammering. As the enforcer stumbled back, Malik's face twisted with conflict. Adrian noticed subtle hesitation, enough to realize loyalty was cracking. Malik. Adrian said, voice low. You okay? Malik's jaw tightened. I can't. Adrian's stomach dropped. You can't what? I have orders, Malik whispered. From someone you wouldn't expect. Adrian's fists clenched. Orders? Oh, from my father? Malik didn't answer. He turned away, tension radiating off him. Adrian realized, the first seeds of internal betrayal had already sprouted. Maya noticed the exchange. Professor, what's going on? Adrian shook his head. Later. Focus. Now we finish this fight. The enforcer recovered, eyes glinting. You've done well, surviving this long. But it's just a taste. The Empire isn't forgiving. And neither am I. Adrian squared his shoulders. Neither am I. They pressed forward. Adrian used his height and agility to keep the enforcer off balance, weaving between pillars, striking with calculated force. Maya disabled tripwires and security hacks to create safe paths. Serena, shaken but determined, helped block guards with swift, precise movements. The chaos was a symphony of adrenaline, metal clashing, wood splintering, muffled shouts, sparks flying from damaged circuits. Finally, Adrian, Maya, and Serena reached the center of the hall, surrounded. The enforcer raised a hand, signaling reinforcements. You think this ends here? He asked. The marriage, the empire, the family, it's all bigger than tonight. Adrian's jaw tightened. We're not pawns anymore. Serena pressed closer, whispering, we're together. That matters. Adrian's heart skipped. Yes, together. The enforcer's smirk faltered slightly. We'll see. Gunfire echoed in the distance, backup closing in. The students braced, improvising weapons and barricades. Adrian and Serena exchanged a brief glance. Trust, tension, and slow-burn romance intertwining amidst the chaos. We move on my count, Adrian whispered. Stay sharp. They're coming. The hall trembled as footsteps approached. Shadowed reinforcements. The first true internal betrayal was hinted at. The final confrontation, against family, empire, and corrupted loyalty, was imminent. Adrian's hands clenched around his improvised weapon. No mistakes. No regrets. We survive. Together. A single gunshot echoed, ricocheting off metal beams. The fight, and the slow unraveling of family betrayal, had only begun. The hall shook with distant gunfire, each echo reverberating like a drumbeat in Adrian's chest. He crouched behind a toppled desk, Serena pressed close, Maya beside him with her laptop still glowing faintly in the dim light. We can't keep running, Adrian muttered, voice low. We need answers. We need to know why all of this is happening. Maya's fingers flew across the keys. The marriage, the contracts, the attacks. I traced it. It's more than corporate warfare. It's a protective measure. Adrian blinked. Protective? You mean, my father's orders? Partially, she said. The documents reveal a complex network. Your father's empire isn't just about profit. It's a shield, alliances, marriages, contracts, threats. The arranged marriage wasn't for obedience. It was containment. Serena's hand squeezed his. Containment? Yes, Adrian whispered, letting the truth settle. He married me off to protect me, and to protect the empire. But not everyone knew the plan. That's why I almost died tonight. That's why Serena was at risk. Adrian's fists clenched. So all this danger was orchestrated to mold me? Maya nodded. Tested you. Protected the empire. Manipulated rivals. And yes, Put you through hell. Adrian's chest tightened. And my father, he expected me to obey blindly? Not obey, Serena whispered. Lead. To survive. To make the choices he couldn't. A metallic creak echoed across the hall. Adrian's eyes snapped to the shadows. Two figures stepped into the flickering light, corporate mercenaries but not ordinary. They moved with precision, confidence, almost professional. They've been inside the Empire all along, Adrian muttered. My father's right-hand men. The enforcers. One of the mercenaries stepped forward, voice calm. Hale. You think you've seen betrayal? You haven't. Adrian's eyes narrowed. Speak clearly. Your father, he made alliances you don't understand. He married you into a web of loyalty, debt, and obligation. Each threat tonight was a test. For you. For her. For the Empire. And the people I trusted? Adrian hissed. Students, Malik? The mercenary smirked faintly. Even allies are pawns if they stand in the way of survival. Adrian's stomach twisted. Then I decide who's a pawn now. By 11:30 p.m., the team reached the rooftop of the old hall. The city sprawled beneath them, lights glittering like scattered diamonds. Sirens wailed far below, distant yet urgent. Adrian exhaled sharply. We're exposed. Too many angles. The enforcers know we're here. We need a plan and fast. Serena touched his arm gently. We've survived worse. Together. Adrian's gaze softened briefly before hardening. Yes. Together. But no mistakes. Maya tapped rapidly on her laptop. The access route from the side stairwell is clear for 5 minutes. After that, cameras, sensors, every exit is compromised. Adrian's jaw clenched. Then we move. Swiftly. Cover each other. Watch the flanks. And, no hesitation. Malik lingered near the edge, conflicted. Adrian noticed. What is it, Malik? Orders, Malik muttered. I can't fully side with you. Adrian's eyes narrowed. You either fight with us or against us. There's no middle ground. I need more time, Malik said, stepping back into the shadows. Adrian's heart sank. Betrayal was real and close. Then we move without him, he whispered. The students created a distraction by throwing crates and triggering alarms. Sparks from hacked panels flickered across the rooftop, dazzling the incoming enforcers. Adrian and Serena pressed forward, sprinting toward the cables that led to the adjacent building. Bullets ricocheted, pinging off the rooftop railing. Adrian's chest tightened as he realized the enforcers were using suppressive fire, calculated, methodical, almost surgical. Stay low, he shouted, pulling Serena down behind a ventilation shaft. Maya crouched beside them, laptop in hand. I can hack the external cameras, but it'll take 30 seconds. Adrian glanced at Serena, whose hands trembled slightly as she clutched the railing. We don't have 30 seconds, he muttered, scanning the perimeter. We improvise. A figure dropped from a cable across the rooftop, the enforcer landing silently, gun trained. Adrian reacted instinctively, rolling forward, striking with the edge of a metal pipe he picked up. Serena ducked, barely avoiding a shot. Adrian, she screamed. I got you, he yelled, countering the enforcer's move, sending him staggering backward. Maya hit a key, disabling part of the rooftop security grid. Sparks flew. A second enforcer appeared, surprised. Adrian seized the moment, striking quickly, knocking him off balance and sending him over the railing, but not before the man grabbed the edge. Adrian grabbed him just in time, letting him hang before dropping him safely onto the adjacent roof. We can't stop now, Adrian muttered, breathing heavily. The final target, Serena, is still in play. The arranged marriage, the contracts, everything, it ends tonight. Serena looked up at him, eyes glistening. All this, for me? For you, yes. But also for the Empire, Adrian said, voice tight. My father, he gambled with my life to protect something he couldn't risk losing. And now I understand we fight not just for survival but for choice. For control of our fate. Maya's brow furrowed. So the marriage wasn't just a leash. It was a shield. Exactly, Adrian replied. A shield and a test. And I failed it before tonight. But not anymore. The wind carried a chill. Adrian felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders, heavier than ever. We move forward. Together. But be ready, the final betrayal. Malik may not be the only one. A shadow flickered on the rooftop of the adjacent building. Someone was watching. Waiting. Calculating. We're not done yet, Adrian muttered, teeth clenched. Not by a long shot. The students, bruised, bloodied but resolute, tightened their formation around him. Serena held his hand lightly, a reminder of what was at stake. Maya's eyes met his, fierce and unwavering. "We fight," Adrian whispered. "And we decide who lives, who dies, who leads." The city below glimmered innocently, unaware of the war unfolding above it. The arranged marriage, the betrayal, the empire, all threads of a web only Adrian could untangle now. A helicopter hummed in the distance. Spotlights scanned the skyline. Adrian's jaw tightened. The final wave is coming. And it's coming for us. The helicopter blades cut through the night sky, loud, menacing, slicing the air around them. Adrian's heart hammered as he crouched behind the rooftop vents, Serena close, Maya ready with improvised weapons, and the students forming a tight perimeter. "This ends tonight," Adrian muttered, jaw tight. "No more running." From the shadows Malik stepped forward, calm, unnervingly so. "I warned you, Professor. Some things are bigger than loyalty." Adrian's chest tightened. "Bigger than loyalty? You mean greed, cowardice, betrayal?" Malik's lips curled into a faint smile. "Perhaps. Or maybe survival. Your father promised me power, a seat at the table, everything. I couldn't resist." "You chose wrong," Adrian growled, lunging forward. Malik twisted violently and they grappled. Serena cried out, rushing to help, but Adrian pushed her back. "This is between us. You'll get your chance to live, if you survive your choices." Bullets ripped through the rooftop, sparks dancing as the enforcer and mercenaries opened fire from above. Adrian dove, pulling Malik with him behind a stack of crates. "You're not escaping," he hissed. Malik smirked, eyes cold. "We'll see." A shadow fell across the rooftop. The helicopter descended, cables unfurling. His father stepped out first, crisp suit immaculate despite the chaos. The enforcer followed, calm, precise, almost ghost-like. "So predictable," the father said, voice cold. "Running, protecting, fighting. You think this is rebellion? It's obedience, obedience you refuse to accept." "Obedience?" Adrian spat. "You forced me into a marriage, into danger, into a war I didn't ask for. You used everyone I cared about." The enforcer stepped forward, gun trained on him. "Every step, every betrayal, every danger, meant to prepare you. To test your loyalty, your judgment. And tonight, the final test begins." "Final test?" Adrian growled. "Enough games." Serena stepped beside him, voice trembling but firm. "Father, it's over. We're not pawns. Not anymore." His father's gaze softened fractionally. "And yet, pawns are necessary for strategy." Adrian's fists clenched. "Strategy ends tonight." Malik, still on the ground, tried to slip toward the helicopter. Adrian intercepted him with a brutal shove. "You always have a choice," he growled. "You're just too weak to make the right one." "You're sentimental," Malik hissed. "That's your weakness." Gunfire erupted from the helicopter. The enforcer fired with terrifying accuracy. Adrian dove behind a rooftop vent, bullets pinging around him. Serena and Maya scrambled, using overturned crates and pipes for cover. "Keep moving," Adrian shouted. "We get to the cables. Take them down before they escape." Maya hacked the helicopter systems, sparks flying. "I've got them," she yelled. "But they're moving fast." Adrian grabbed a cable, slashing it with a precise cut. The helicopter rocked violently, spinning, engine screaming. His father's eyes widened, a faint smirk on his face. Clever. But not enough. Adrian knew then it wasn't just about stopping the escape, it was proving himself. Every betrayal, every life at risk had led to this moment. "I'm not a pawn," he said through gritted teeth. "I'm your son. And I decide who lives, who dies, who leads." The enforcer descended from the helicopter, weapon ready. Adrian lunged, fists and feet moving in calculated fury, blocking shots, dodging knives and striking back with raw rage. Serena fought at his side, surprisingly precise, defending him, covering his flank. Maya and the students disarmed remaining mercenaries, improvising with pipes, chairs and whatever they could find. Sparks flew. The rooftop became a battlefield, shouts, bullets and grunts echoing into the night. Adrian pinned the enforcer, knife at his side. "It ends here. No more threats. No more games." "You think you've won?" the enforcer sneered. "This empire survives because it's bigger than you. Bigger than revenge." "Then I'm not finishing this for revenge," Adrian hissed. "I'm finishing it for control. For the people I care about. For those I protect." With one decisive strike, he incapacitated the enforcer, leaving him panting and disarmed. Adrian faced his father, chest heaving. This is over. Your empire, your schemes, they stop here. No more sacrifices. No more arranged marriages. No more control over lives. His father's gaze softened, almost reluctant pride in his eyes. You truly are your mother's son. Unyielding, stubborn, dangerous. And now, Adrian said, fists clenched, I take control. On my terms. No more games. Malik groaned from the ground, realizing the consequences of his betrayal. Adrian looked down at him, cold. Next time, choose loyalty over fear. The enforcer muttered, bruised but alive. You're not done, Adrian. There are others. Let them come, Adrian said, voice calm but lethal. I'm ready. Serena squeezed his hand, Maya tightened her grip on her laptop like a weapon, and the students formed a tight circle around him. Together, bruised but unbroken, they faced the city skyline, lights flickering, sirens wailing, a war finally in Adrian's hands. Let's finish this, together, Adrian said. The rooftop was silent now, except for heavy breaths and distant city noise. Adrian looked at Serena, tension and gratitude in his eyes. No more secrets. From now on we fight as one. Serena nodded, trembling but steady. Together. Maya, exhausted, smirked faintly. And what about your father? The empire? We rebuild, Adrian said, jaw tight. We protect what matters. And we're not afraid anymore. A faint vibration. Adrian's phone buzzed again. One message, short and chilling. You think it's over? The shadows are still inside. Adrian's chest tightened. Inside, who? Maya's eyes narrowed. Then we're not done yet. Adrian's hands clenched. No. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. In the distance, shadows flickered on adjacent rooftops, silent watchers, calculating, waiting. The arranged marriage, the betrayal, the empire, all threads now in his control. But the real war had only just begun.